What do I look like?
You're fine. Am I looking like I'm looking at you? We don't.
Where
No,
my girls
ignore
at?
that. That's for us to see. This is where the people are.
Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
It's not Joe's Crab Shack, is it, girl?
Oh, okay. It's going down. It's going down tonight. It's going down tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome to We Got Issues on 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. You're hanging with the Force of Friendship, and it's going down. It's going down in Chi-Town. Can you get excited? We are so excited to be coming to you Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm excited to be here in Chicago with the girls, Katrina Harris Earl, Sabrina Goodwin Monday, and Gloria Mayfield Banks is in the house. When I tell you we're excited about our show on today, we have had a whirlwind few days. We're not even leaving out until tomorrow. So we're going to talk about how to make your goals a reality. We're going to talk about the power of relationships. You know, when you meet people, you never know what it's going to lead to. And so our experience for these couple of days have been absolutely amazing. We want you to call in. If you have questions, call us at 313-778-7600. So we are here in Chi-Town. We're at the beautiful Hyatt Regency in downtown Chicago. When I tell you, the Lord must have known we were coming because he gave us picture perfect
Beautiful
weather.
Beautiful.
OMG.
Beautiful weather.
It's beautiful outside. So we have enjoyed eating. How many of you love to go to wonderful restaurants?
Oh my goodness.
Yesterday. Oh yeah, we are all foodies. Okay. Yesterday we went to Gibson's Steakhouse. It was absolutely
Phenomenal.
delicious. The presentation, you guys.
Yeah.
The
The
ambiance.
service,
Come
the
on.
service, the
Stephanie.
views. Oh my goodness.
All of it. And we got to give a shout out to our guy, our main guy, Tyrone Studemeyer. If you're ever in the Chicago area and you come to any of the Hyatt Regency, you got to just say, hey, where is that guy, Tyrone Studemeyer? Because he is making things happen. And so, again, on today, we have been having an amazing time right here in Chicago. And I'm going to tell you something. We are excited about continuing to build our brand. And one of the things that we know is the importance of relationships, the importance of getting what you need. Sometimes you're not sure about how all the pieces work, but when you get in the space of those that can help you, never, ever, ever shy away from reaching up. Never, ever shy away from getting information, because information is powerful, and it's even more powerful when you use it. So you guys, come on, jump in. Tell us, what have you enjoyed being here in Chi-Town?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. What I
Chi-Town?
love.
Chi-Town.
Chi-Town, Chi-Town, no, Chicago. Okay. I don't know where you are, but I'm in Chicago.
Here she go. Here she
Okay.
go.
Oh, yeah, messy. Okay, listen, let me just say this to you. It was an honor to be here at a phenomenal restaurant. I'm gonna take a second, talk about that, because I love experiences. And not only do I love good food, but I love the experiences. And I got caught by the waitress and the way that she wanted to serve us. And she was so prepared and she was so excellent. It was like really nice. And then I started thinking about the fact that I love the fact that we can choose to work hard and choose to have experiences. And then Tyrone, as the host, made it his point to have us have an experience. We could have gone anywhere to eat, but he chose to take us to a place of experience. And that was a lot of fun. Just the way that it looked, the way that it felt. That was the beginning of our trip for Chicago. So to me, it said the rest of the trip was going to be amazing because he set it up that way. So I love that part. What y'all love?
I love having girlfriends. I love seeing my girlfriends. Can we just talk about that? We haven't
Yes.
seen each other in a
Alright.
while. And to be able to travel, even though we're still being conscious, to be able to travel, y'all, can we just say that
Yes.
this is a blessing? Like, this is a blessing. It has been a minute. This is what we do all the time, all day long, 24/7, 365, and to be able to do it again and come together. And so I just love Chicago. I love this city and being here with the girlfriends. I wish the radio audience could see the view. We're going to give our Facebook and social media audience, but we are right on the lake. And Chicago is just an amazing city. It really is. And Tyrone has shown us a great time. I will say that I love the laughter, because last night, let me tell you the name of the restaurant. It's famous in Chicago. It's Gibson's, but your girl almost didn't make it.
Okay.
When
In the Uber.
Tyrone
No, Tyrone
picked us up,
okay.
everyone was in the car, and I was coming a little bit later. I had one arm in the Range Rover and one leg up, and the other leg was still on the ground. And Tyrone
Took
just
off.
started taking off. I was running with one leg on the side. And who's the one who didn't say anything? I think it
Gloria
was
was just
Krista.
Gloria.
Gloria was just like looking at you. I was like, hey, stop, help her. Gloria's like, well, I was trying to help her. Okay.
Don't
So,
listen to none of them. I was
Okay.
there.
Yeah. But so it's been an amazing time, and I'm glad this one leg got a great workout. Okay. So Sabrina, what have you loved?
It's been amazing. I haven't been to Chicago in a minute. Honestly, I haven't traveled in a while. For pleasure. Shut up. And so they give me a hard time because I think I'm the last one to come out the cocoon. And so it's just been good to breathe different air and have the oxygen of activity and insight and wisdom, fun, laughter. I mean, we have had a blast, you guys. I've missed it so much. I'm just grateful to God that the land is healing. We're still praying for our world, praying for peace. It is just, when you think about what's going on in Ukraine, you don't take anything for granted.
Right.
You see the family separated and people fighting for their lives, literally. And so I'm just grateful. That's what I am. I'm grateful. The food was phenomenal. I think most of us got lamb chops
Yes.
last night.
I
She
had
got
a
steak.
California cut
She got
steak.
California
Okay.
cowboy cut steak, wasn't it?
But it's called the California cut. That was
Right.
what it's
Okay.
called, yeah.
Well, the menu said cowboy.
Oh Lord, here we
But
go.
anyway,
They
this
didn't have the
California girl-
cowboy. The cowboy is his favorite.
on.
They didn't have it, so we got the California cut.
Oh,
It was
excuse
his
me.
second favorite.
Okay,
I'm a
okay.
steak connoisseur.
Working that net. You see how it is. These girlfriends, don't correct them, okay? But it's been phenomenal, you guys. When I tell you the lamb chops were amazing, the Brussels sprouts. Oh my goodness, some of the best I've ever had. So it was
Potatoes.
the potato. You guys, we're gonna post a picture of the potato. I've never seen a potato like this. It
None of
tastes
us have.
so amazing. It was good, wasn't it?
It was absolutely awesome. And so, you guys, we're just excited to be here tomorrow. We have a huge photo shoot tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't
as
have
we-
any clothes for it. I thought I was gonna be able to go shopping tonight, but now we're booked, so I might show up in this again. But it's all good. It's all good. Now
She
this
said
one,
that every
she got
time.
hat, she
She
got
always-
glasses, she got purse,
hats,
and the
different
shoes,
colors.
and the jewelry, everything. I walked in the room and said, "Oh, they're gonna kick me out this group. They're gonna kick me out." But I'm still hanging. It's gonna be wonderful. Tell them about the photo shoot, Chrisette. You know
Well,
she's
I
ready
was,
for
I
it.
was starting to tell you about the photo shoot, but
Mhm.
somebody, jumped in. But we do have an incredible photo shoot scheduled for tomorrow, and we absolutely love what we do. We are empowered women, empowering women with friendship, mentorship, and leadership. And so that is our passion. That's what we're doing, and we're ready to do it even at higher level. And guess what? We're going to take you with us. So we want you to stay tuned to all the things that we have that are coming. We talked about relationships, how important it is to have relationships. I'm telling you, Tyrone is an amazing mentor, and we had an opportunity to have an awesome session today. So get excited about some of the guests that we are going to have on the show. I guarantee you're going to want to lean in to We Got Issues each and every day, because our guests are going to be not that they haven't been phenomenal, but we have met some more phenomenal individuals that are excited about coming to you.
Let's
On
just
One of our
completely
guests is in the chat. One of our guests is in the chat.
Oh,
Dr. Keith Harley is there.
Ah,
Hey,
Dr. Keith.
we're looking for you to come back. We got a lot of people commenting on our social media as well. So
I
we
know
appreciate
Keith
you.
Harley's loving the fact that I have on a Keith Harley collection jacket.
Okay.
Keith Harley collection jacket. I've been wearing it all over the place, so that's exciting to be here. But I want to tell you guys as well, one of the things that we're here in Chicago is truly to take this show to even a higher level. But what I saw, because not only is Tyrone giving us some mentorship, we're giving other people some mentorship. Our photographer came just to grab some photos of us and some behind the scenes, and he did an awesome job. But now he's listening to the meeting. Next thing we know, he's sitting at the table, got his notebook out and paper, and he's taking notes. Then the next thing I saw is that he was starting to be a part of the meeting. He started giving us ideas and started giving. So I'm just here to say to everybody deserves to get at the table. Maybe you're not controlling the table, but you can be at the table and you can always contribute to the table. You don't know if your contribution is going to be big or small. It doesn't matter. A contribution is an important contribution. And it made us feel so good that, number one, he was confirming, oh my gosh, this show, I can't wait to see it. The next thing it was, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this. And it was so good to see that our conversation, Tyrone's conversation, and his conversation contributed to making what this is going to become, because we have a great show now, but we want to make it the best ever for
We
you.
talked a lot about the difference between equality and equity.
Right.
And that was a big eye opener about what that means. And he gave us some great visuals about it's not that as Black
Tyrone
women,
did. Right.
Tyrone did, that it's
Mhm.
not that everybody wants the exact same thing. You just want an opportunity. How would you describe it and say how he articulated the difference between equality and equity?
Well, I sort of loved his example because he gave that picture of 4 different people on a
Right.
bicycle.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
everybody doesn't want the exact same bike, but everybody wants the ability and
To
the
ride
freedom to ride a bike. That was
Mhm.
kind of the
The
example that
kind
we
of
gave.
bike that
that
works
that
for
works
them.
for you.
Right.
Exactly. Like I need the short bike. Okay. Like, like that. I don't want the same
And
bike
you
as my
guys,
husband.
one of the other things that we want to encourage you, because we know so many of you are passionate, so many of you have dreams, you have aspiration about things that you want to do, but many of those dreams and aspiration take money. It's going to require you to make an investment. And so don't be afraid to invest in yourself. This weekend has been an investment. You know, this is time away from our family, time and money spent, and the list goes on and on. But make it an investment, because this will pay you over and over and over again. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because guess what? If nobody else is willing to do it, you have to be willing to invest in yourself.
Good.
Go
I
ahead,
love
Gloria.
the fact that so many people are so excited for what we're bringing.
Mhm.
And that's what keeps us so inspired and so passionate about what we're doing. You guys have done an amazing job telling us what you want to see, telling us why you like the show. And so we're open for all your ideas, because right now is the time to give us all the ideas. What are we going to add, Sabrina?
I was just going to say, you have helped us evolve. When we first started this radio show, we had an idea, we had a focus, but actually your comments, your participation,
Yeah.
some of you saying, I'll be on the show, I'd love to be a guest, I've written a book, you have helped the show become. And so we are steadily becoming, evolving. We want to bring you the best of us, and we want to help you become your very best. And so call us at 313-778-7600. Today, we're talking about branding. We're talking about mentorship, friendship, leadership. We are talking, we got issues, and knowing that you're never alone. You cannot get to a destination all by
That's right.
yourself. It takes a group. It takes friends. It takes like-minded individuals. If they're negative, if they're pulling you down, if they're weighing you down, that's not your tribe. That's not where you're going. If they want you to stay in your past, no, you guys, it is 2022. It's all about you.
And we got 1 minute till we go to break.
Okay.
All right. We just have another second before we go to break. Somebody was asking who Tyrone is, and here he is on Inclusion. What's the name of it? Diversity and Inclusion magazine. And
One of the
Chrisette-
leading thought leaders in DEI. You know, it's real big.
diversity,
Diversity,
inclusion.
DEI. Diversity is either diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah, that's it.
DEI.
Follow him
Um,
on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yes. Follow him on
yes.
LinkedIn.
And he
Tyrone
is
with
our
2 N's.
mentor. Thanks to First Lady Chrisette
That's how you
Ellis.
spell.
He is mentoring us to become better in lots of ways. He's a
It's a commercial
connector.
break. We're going
Okay,
to
we gotta
commercial.
go.
We'll be right back. I'm gonna show you guys the view real quick. Just look at this before it gets dark. Let's see if you can see it. You see the view? Is that not unbelievable? Just want you to see the view. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
No, I'm looking at the case right now, and you will pay.
Well, you gotta be on your own page
Okay.
to share. We're back with the girlfriends. It's so exciting not to be in our individual homes on that individual StreamYard screen. Put Gloria in there. She's not in the picture. Be inclusive. That's what this is all about, Katrina. It's all about Katrina.
Hey,
she had
no,
fun.
I'm doing 10 things.
Okay, yeah, she's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. She's doing-
Be nice,
She's doing a lot. Okay, I was trying to take up for you. Okay, but anyway, I'll be done turn this bad boy right here. Okay, but anyway, you guys, we're back. Thank you for joining and listening to We Got Issues, 19 a.m. The Superstation, the Force of Friendship, empowered women, empowering women with friendship, leadership, and mentorship. That's who we be. We've got a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Larry, are you there?
Rick,
Oh, Rick.
can you hear it?
Yes, Rick is here, you know, and I called to agree with you because I know how you're saying it, but it's just really important. Relationships, communication agreements. You know, you want to know what you can expect. So many people think that, you know, when they have a need, that all of these people and services and like minds just pop up, right? That proverbial week. And, you know, it's just not there unless you join it, unless you help make it.
That's right.
And so mutual empowerment, that piece is key. And it makes me wonder, as I do this kind of work all the time, you know, this make3.com, can people have at least a civil communication agreement? Can we share a limited number or amount of information where even the person at the very, very, very bottom can participate, and at the same time, the people that they're communicating with are not put in a situation to be, you know, obligated to do anything. But the acknowledgement is really important, and the placing of value on what the individual has to say. It's really something that you don't see now. Everyone wants to lead with the information, follow the data, you know, let's do a survey. Anything other than addressing the human, the individual.
Yes.
You know, like your doctor asked you, you know, what's the pain level from 1 to 10? You know, you have to tell them. Nobody else tell what your life was really about. It says it's on you, the individual. You will be held accountable. And, so I'm just saying that's a very, good point that you're making. And I wish we could expand that, where, just like I said, where we could hear from more people. All of us got stuff to say.
Right.
If we
That's right.
and made a way for people to communicate with us, we would have done something that we had not been able to do in the past. And so I just wanted to raise that while you were on that topic. So thank you. MakeFree.com.
All right. Excellent. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for adding value to our show. I don't know if you're a first-time caller, first-time listener, but we certainly do appreciate you. And you brought up a good point. Collaboration, celebration, it makes a big difference. And so we are girlfriends who celebrate one another. We have each other's backs. We don't have enough of that, making sure that everybody has a place to play. Everybody has a platform. This is your life. Make a declaration. He said it right. Everybody has something to say. Be bold enough to say it. With social media, you don't have to wait for somebody to publish your book. You don't have to wait to say it's your time. Put your picture up and say, I got something to say, and start creating you a following. You got something to say. We believe that. Back to
Wow.
you, Chrisette.
You know what? Let me just say, and I said earlier, relationship building is everything. And sometimes we get so comfortable with the few people that we know. And sometimes we're afraid to step out of our comfort zone and to talk to people and ask questions. And especially when you know people are doing something at a higher level of what you want to do, don't be afraid to ask them, because what you will find is there are so many people that are willing to help you. And let me just give you an example of how important building relationships are. So of course, we are here in Chicago with my friend Tyrone Studemeyer, and he has been a godsend, an angel, just sharing a wealth of information. And so, of course, he has a network of individuals who he's introducing us to. And so we had to take care of some business on today, and we're in Chicago. And the business, we had to go to a bank, and they said the bank couldn't set up a meeting, it's booked. And
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and we're all together, and we had to get this business taken care of today. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, who do I know in Chicago? Who do I know in Chicago? I said, you know what? Let me call my girl, Helen Austin. And you guys, I promise you, I picked up the phone, called Helen. She answered. I said, Helen, who do you know at the bank that can see us today? Because we're only here for a limited time. She said, Chrisette, I'm here at Chase Bank. Can you guys believe she was at Chase Bank talking to,
Yeah.
talking, I mean, she was at the bank taking care of some of her personal business, made arrangements. We were able to jump in a lift, go to the bank, and make it happen. The power of relationship is everything.
Right.
So don't be afraid. Step out of your comfort zone and meet people that you wouldn't normally meet. Gloria?
You know, what I wanted to say was, what I saw Helen do is not only was she at the right place at the right time, not only did Chrisette ask Helen, but Helen asked the bank teller or the woman at work, the bank manager, to help us out. She went right to the manager, asked them exactly. The manager reached over to a bank that was across the street and asked them to help. So I want to say to you that not only do you have the ability to make relationships, and don't ever be afraid to ask for the relationship. Don't ever be afraid to ask for what you want, because that is what makes such a difference when you make a connection work. Now, Tyrone walked in the room.
Yes.
He doesn't know that we talked about him for at least 15 minutes at the beginning of the show. So while he's here, and he's so good, I'm going to put him on the spot right here. Tyrone, tell them, our listeners who absolutely love you, tell them why you're so vested in pouring into other people.
I think it's imperative that each generation pays it forward for the next. It is our judicial responsibility to help one another, to reach one another. If we don't do it, who else will? If we don't write the narrative, others will write it for us. So we have to come together. We have to celebrate. We have to support each other, because it is essential for us to help, because our children will die on the vine.
Right.
And their children will die on the vine if we don't do something to move this along together. We're in this together. We came over on the ship from Africa together. We're in slavery together, right? We need to fix this together.
Right.
So it's important that we give, each one reach one, and we have to give until we can't give anymore, anything else or anymore. It's imperative. So I'm honored and privileged to be here. Hyatt folks all excited. The ladies still with us today. Do they want to have a little dinner? So we're going out for dinner.
He brought out the chef.
Oh, we
you
had an
guys. He brought the
amazing
chef. We had a
lunch.
personal salad that was phenomenal. We had salmon that was phenomenal. We had
Mm-hmm.
potato soup that was phenomenal. It was just such a great experience all around. But what Tyrone continues to reflect as we talk about friendship, mentorship, and leadership is the power of the table, the power of getting to the table, the power of using the table, and the power of pulling someone else to the table. And we can all do it. We can all do it. And so that's what we want you to continue to tune in to the force of friendship. Tune in to We Got Issues, because we're here to make sure that everybody's issues is less because of the connection and the friendship and the relationships that will make such a big difference. What you see here is 30 years of friendship. And now what we're going to do is continue to respond out in such a big way with people that are going to be exposed and expose you to people you may not know.
Gloria, talk a little bit about Anchor Trina, image, attitude, the light, the energy that you bring into a room, how people receive you.
Let's just talk about us walking down the street.
Okay,
Let's talk
okay,
about us
okay,
walking down the
okay, okay.
street.
Talk
We
about it,
We
talk
just
about it.
gave Chicago a piece of eyeballness. Okay, they were like, "Who are y'all?
Right,
Who are y'all?
I mean,
Everyone
people were
commented.
stopping to
Everyone.
ask us, can I take a picture? I mean, they literally, we were like, we wanted to do some things, take some pictures. And you don't want to bother people. Literally, we had people walking up to us saying, oh my God, you guys look so amazing. Can I take a picture? Can I assist you by taking a group photo of us? I mean, that's the
You should have
power
seen
of
them
image.
look at us when we walked in the bank. Oh my
Right,
God, it's something to
right,
walk in the bank
right.
with image, with confidence, with color, hair going all kind of ways if you got some. And if you don't have any, it's okay. Earrings flying off it. But it's just the point that Sabrina was bringing out is that the image really does matter, because you have 7 seconds to make a good impression. 7 seconds. So the first 7 seconds count. That is where you take it. Even when I was walking behind Tyrone today in this one, I was like, you know what? You're just such a sharp dresser. You know, it does make a difference, because to me, it means that you care about how other people feel in your
Yeah.
space.
And I think circle of influence is very important. I mean, I knew that being with these girlfriends, that I had to go get my nails done, my hair did, everything for these chicks, okay? And so you have to come correct. If you're not in a circle that requires a standard, what are you doing? What are you doing, and who are you doing it with? It makes such a difference. And so you guys call us at 313-778-7600. Talk to us about your circle. Talk to us about your attitude. Gloria, you're so good at lifting the room. You're so good at walking in, changing the energy. Give them a little bit about how you do it, how you're intentional about it, and why it matters.
You know, Tyrone just handed me this. He said, those who walk with God always reach their destination.
That's
And the
That's good.
ability to know you're going to reach the destination does allow you to walk in the room with energy. When you know that people want energy to lift them up, people want to be received. People, honestly, you guys, if you don't know this, this is a fact. People want to feel better all the time, no matter how happy they might be. Even when they look at you like you're coming to this space, when you look at them and you throw your energy to them, they always are there to catch it. And you don't have to ask people, do you want my energy? You throw it to them. You throw them the smile. You throw them the hello. You throw them the good morning. You throw them the this, have a great day. And I promise you, what they throw back to you is 10 times better than what they were going to give you if you had not acknowledged their presence.
That's
And you know
exactly-
what, Gloria? Let me just add. I mean, people skills. That's all about people skills. I literally watched Tyrone today, and I mean, he's a big wig. Did I say big wig?
Right.
Big wig. He
That's
carries
right.
a big stick here at Hyatt Regency, and he was, showing us around, but he did not. He stopped to greet everybody.
Everybody,
the workers,
everybody, from every level.
From every level. He literally, he didn't just say hi. He walked over to them. He greeted them with a smile. He asked them how they were doing. I said, you know what? Everybody call Tyrone, because he knows how to make you feel good. But that is a skill. That is, learning how, as someone said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Everybody wears an invisible sign around their neck that says, make me feel what?
important.
Important.
When I arrived at the hotel yesterday, they walked in the room and said, "How did you get this room?" I said, "Because Patrick is my new friend at the front desk." And so Patrick was my new friend.
Right.
Somebody had to come visit me. Patrick was like, "No problem. Just have them park over here and tell them to come see Patrick before they leave." And so it makes a big difference. We're going to a break. We will be right back. Thank you so much for listening to We Got Issues, where we empower women to empower women with friendship, mentorship, and leadership. We will be right back.
Jackson, right? Okay.
You all may know she was the first Black female.
All righty. We are back. You are listening to We Got Issues, 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. Thank you so much, Michael, for being in the background. This is the Chicago edition with the Force of Friendship. Katrina Harris Earl, Sabrina Goodwin Monday, Lady Chrisette Ellis, and Gloria Mayfield Banks. Make sure you are following us on the Force of Friendship. So many people want to know, how do you watch our show? How do you listen to our show? Make sure they go to theforceoffriendship.com. They click on that We Got Issues tab, and every single way, whether you want to do Alexa or iHeartRadio or however you want to watch us or listen, you can do that. We are going to a caller. We are talking today about personal branding. We're talking about diversity and inclusion. We're talking about a seat at the table. We're talking about how one person can make a difference for so many, and believing big and thinking big to achieve what you are called to achieve. We're talking about the importance of being in the right place at the right time with the right connections. And we have Grace, who is calling into the show. Thank you, Grace, for your seat at the table. We're inviting you on to share with us what you have today. Thanks, Grace.
Thank you, ladies. It is exciting. I'm listening, and it's exciting. You guys really, really do it. I'm going to say that start the inclusion part. It comes with a whole lot of territory when you're building your link. And you say you guys have your circle. I have to be a part of a strong link as far as my friends, and even family members. And when you are in that position and you are strong about your stance and what you wear and how you walk into the room, that comes with a lot of hate.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you ladies, it does. When you're just confident and you are just good in the skin that you're in, and you just, it feels good to actually just be living. It comes with a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
How do you ladies deal with that? just the hate, the negativity. And I don't really like the word jealousy, but I'm going to throw it in there. It comes with a lot. And sometimes I can tone myself down because of that negativity there.
Yep.
And I said I should not do that.
No.
Go ahead.
Yep. Go, Gloria.
You know what? I think it's so powerful that you brought that up, Grace. Number one, I love the poem written by Marianne Williamson, which says, don't dim your light so that other people in the room won't feel insecure around you. I think it's really imperative that you know that's going to come with it. So I was telling somebody yesterday, it doesn't matter what comes to you. It matters how you handle what comes to you, because it's going to come to you. And to know to understand where it's coming from, because people who throw hate or shade at you don't really do it just for the intention to hurt you. It's really a form of insecurity on their part. They're insecure because your confidence, your ability to walk in the room, your ability to get dressed and throw it together, your ability to take an extra 15 minutes to make sure your hair is right, your face is right, your clothes is right, says to them what they decided not to do. So when they get mad at themselves, they don't know what to do with that energy, so they throw it on you. And it so happens when you talked about your strong link, that was an excellent term. Link, circle, bottom line, we are acknowledging that friendship matters, and that friendship can sometimes be a barricade to you. We were sitting at dinner last night, Tyrone and I, we were talking about one of my best friends, Jackie Glenn. And what I know I do for myself is, I didn't know this until later, but I surround myself with strong women, because confrontation is not my number one gift. But I surround myself with people who I know are kind. I surround myself with people I know are fair. Surround myself with people who I know are bold, and they're not afraid to speak up in an area that may not be my strength. So I'm here to tell you, 2 weeks ago, I was in Mexico, and one of my biggest prayers while I was in Mexico was, please take me to a place where I do not focus on what other people think about me, because I know I'm a deliberate nice. I know I got the heart. I know that. So if you got a problem with me, that is your problem, not my problem.
Wow.
So Grace is not your problem.
That's so good, Gloria. And Grace, I want to share this quote Tyrone just shared. This is so powerful. It says, so many people love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. And I was at a conference once, and a guy was talking about this book that he had written, and he said it was getting rave reviews. I mean, it was really going to the top. And he said so many people were writing in, talking about, how the book was blessing them and with stake in him. And then he said there were maybe 1,000 people were saying how great the book was. And then there were maybe 50 people slamming the book. They didn't like the book. It wasn't any good. And he said, you know what? He went to sleep thinking about the 50 people that didn't like his book, as opposed to concentrating on the 1,000 people that love this book. And so we just have to remember not to focus on the people that throw us shade, but just know there's so many people that are throwing us love and appreciation.
And you know what? They talked about Jesus Christ.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Come on first.
All right.
I thank you. And for the people that are listening, it was kind of really, really them, because actually I know how to handle me, and I know how to handle others, and you're absolutely right. But individuals that are listening to this, you gave an excellent, all of you gave an excellent response to that. And bless your heart, and continue to be pleased with the world you live in.
Hey, Grace, can I say this to you too? What I loved about you is that you called in and you started a conversation that you knew wasn't necessarily for you, but it was for the people that could be listening to us. So I appreciate when our tribe calls in and our callers call in and lend to the conversation, because it doesn't have to be your issue. You just need to know that is an issue, and we can address it. So we thank you for that.
Thank you for calling in, Grace.
Thank you, and I wanted other people to actually respond to it. Thank you. Bless your heart. Continue.
Awesome.
Thank you.
One of the things that we are inspiring each other to do, challenging each other to do, is how do you think big? You know, we could talk about, we're going to go back to image and go back to energy, but how do you think big? I'll say one thing that's big, and then someone else will say something else that's big, and then someone else will say something that's even bigger, and we sit here listening to different stories, hearing about different people. But I want to say to you guys that I am inspired about how to speak, how to think way larger, and I've always been a big thinker. What I love is when you are a big thinker, there's always somebody thinking way, did I say way bigger than you. And so we have to all push ourselves and challenge ourselves to go beyond where we've ever been comfortable, because the growth only happens outside the comfort zone. And so that's what happens when you think about growth. We've been talking about people buying jets. We've been thinking about buying children Range Rovers. We've been thinking about going to lunch for Paris, going to Paris
one day,
one day in
going
Paris.
to Paris for lunch.
One
Oh,
day
my
in
goodness.
Paris.
I'm telling you guys.
You guys, let's talk about our new influencer
Oh,
who's
wow.
joining us on the
Yes,
network.
that's another
Yes.
one. Yes.
When I tell you, Tyrone was so kind to bring in a mentor for us today, Cheryl Jackson. Oh, you guys got to look her up. She runs a conference, Grit and Grace. And she poured into us for 2 hours today about how to take the brand to another level, how she loves pouring into women. Just the sharing. I mean, it's enough out here for all of us.
Everybody.
That's what we're talking about, you guys. To have a woman who's doing what we're doing and to share. It was just awesome, right? What were some of the takeaways you guys were showing?
my
She's a cancer survivor, and her husband left her right in the middle of her sickness. So she was, just life hit her. And she said she had sank into a depression, and she's usually a fighter, can combat anything, but this one almost took her out. And so what were your thoughts about Cheryl
When I
today?
tell you, Cheryl is just phenomenal. Just, how many jobs that she has held, the
Industries,
diversities.
yes.
She was the
of-
first.
She was the very
Black female.
first, the first Black female CEO of the Chicago Urban League.
In 98.
Okay, in 98
Mm.
years. So of
Super
course,
bad all day long.
bad all day long. I mean, she gave us so many
she talked
great
about-
nuggets. What did she
She talked
say?
about how to brand your own brilliance. Brand your own brilliance. That was so good. She said there was an epiphany that when she believed God spoke to her, and that is how Grit and Grace came about. But I just love this. She says, I know that I receive God's grace and I know how to give grace, but she talked about how to activate that grace for herself and how many women, particularly Black women, she said for Black women, you have to get really good, especially in corporate America, at swallowing bitterness because there's
yes.
so
Talk
much. And
about
she
that a
talked
little
about
bit.
the emotional, what's it called? The emotional,
Load? Is that it?
the emotional, I got to remember.
Labor? No,
Emotional
emotional
labor,
labor.
Yes,
emotional
yes,
labor
yes,
that we
yes.
carry so much. As women, we carry so much, and as Black women, it's magnified. And she taught, so that is where grit and grace comes from, because you need grit and you need grace to walk through with excellence this life in every
And one
area.
of the things she also added is so many times it's so easy for us to give grace to other people, yet we don't give the
Mhm.
same grace to
Right.
ourselves. And she
Yes.
talked about the importance of giving yourself grace. So many times we beat ourselves up. And so she is absolutely going to be one of our new influencers. You are going to get used to hearing her voice on We Got Issues. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to lean into those conversations. And not just Cheryl, but we have many other influencers that will be coming to the show. So trust me, you absolutely want to tune into We Got Issues.
Yes.
What I want to say before we leave that is that on March 24th is Cheryl's event, and it's going to be a virtual and some live components, the hybrid event. But I'm just going to tell you guys, you're going to hear her on our show in the next couple of weeks, but to go and look her up, because one of the benefits we have is the resources that we can share. And we've got another resource that we met while we were here, but we want you to plug in on March 24th to something that might be going on that might serve you in a certain way, because you never know who's out there. The other thing I want to say is that as you guys are listening, I want you to think, who is not listening right now that We Got Issues, that you need to text right now and say, oh my goodness, to show, because a lot of times we do that. We sit there, we hear something, and we get caught into it. And I can just tell you right now, I know it's our show, but this is great today. This is great.
Right.
We didn't share.
Tag somebody,
was
share
good.
the broadcast. Come on, you guys, help us out. Help us help you, because to share is to care. Tag and share this broadcast.
Today, right before we go to a commercial break, I said, Tyrone, Valerie Warner, do you know her? I have
Yes.
admired her when I came to Chicago. I was like, that's my hair. Who does your hair? Who does her hair? She is on ABC. She has her own show. She's amazing. Follow her. And he said, you want me to call her? And in
Picked up the
5
phone.
minutes, we were on the phone with her. You need to put yourself at the table with other people that could put you at new tables. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening to We Got Issues. We're going to go to a commercial break and we will be right back.
Oh my God, Zach.
All right, we are back. We are back. Thank you so much for listening in to We Got Issues, 9:10 a.m. WFDF. We are back. We are the force of friendship, empowered women, empowering women with friendship, mentorship, and leadership. And of course, it is important that you receive, that you have a coach, someone who is coaching you to take you to the next level. What do you want to accomplish? What are you going to accomplish? It is March, y'all. It is March, and we are no longer all the way locked in. We are in this hybrid world because the virtual part ain't going away, but now you're out of the house. What can you do? What new dreams do you have? And of course, you want to mentor and sponsor other young women, young men. And we want to have Tyrone talk a little bit more about that. He taught us so much about that today. Thanks so much, Tyrone, for being on We Got Issues as we sit at your corporate office.
Thank you. We got issues. We all got issues. And I'm honored to be here to talk about them. We talk about mentorship and sponsorship. Everybody can have a mentor, someone to mentor you, guide you, coach you, but sponsors, they seek you out. You don't seek them out. They're individuals that will speak to you, to your talent, to your skills when you're not in the room. Study shows that 80% what's said about us is said about us when we're not in the room. So that impression that you leave on people, whether it's in the elevator, whether it's in a meeting, whether it's at a football, a basketball game, or church, how you show up, people are watching you and will speak to that and will sponsor you in rooms that you've never even gone in before. So again, you can't identify the sponsor. They identify you based upon your skills, your talents, and how you show up. So never take that for granted. I'll never forget that when I was actually working at a company and I wanted to get in front of the CEO, I actually stalked him. I found out what time he came to work. I found out what time he left.
Okay.
I found myself on the elevator with him. So I could talk about things. How you doing? The stock price really went up this week. Things that would attract him. He would say, let's have lunch. He became one of my biggest sponsors, talking about me in rooms that I wasn't even in and didn't really recognize.
Wow.
You won't always
And you
know
were
who your
intentional
sponsor,
about
but I was
that.
intentional and deliberate about looking at people. It's important that you become that deliberate and intentional about it, but you have to be important for others. You have to speak about other people, about what they're doing and celebrating those people and acknowledging those people in rooms that they're not in. If you know somebody and somebody's got a tool or a product or a service, offer them up. I've got a friend. The conversation today, I'm just randomly going through my I'm gonna date myself Rolodex. Y'all may say contacts now.
Right,
And I said, let's talk about Valerie. And she answers the phone. What do you need, Charlie? What do you got? I got 4 women sitting here. I have a wonderful radio show. I got it. What do you want? When we want to meet? So that is how we need to build relationships, that we're speaking people into existence. That's sponsorship. We're sponsoring people regardless of their background, of who they are, but the skills that they bring and how relevant they are. We've got to do more sponsorship. We can always be mentored. We can always coach. Feedback is a gift, right? You want to take it, you want to apply it, but some feedback, you want to abandon. That's not for me. That's not for me. That's a circle. I think that you said it earlier, once when you guys said it earlier about knowing the people that you're around. Surround yourself with positive influencers and people that are doing better than you, and you will follow them and they will support you.
Okay, Tyrone, I have a question for you. So you're there, you're have a relationship with someone, but now the relationship is not what you want or need it to be, but you want to step away from that relationship, but you don't want to hurt that person because of how it's going to affect your career. What does one do?
You did it wonderful today. You said to Cheryl Jackson, how can we help you?
Mhm.
It's not always what you can get, but how can you help others? Oftentimes people are envious and jealous about how you achieved it, but then help them, pay it forward. Let me spend some time with you. Let me give you some feedback, right? Let me share with you. The reason why you're here today is because I saw something in you. I said, hey, let's do this thing,
Mhm.
right? So again,
Right.
It's not always throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Right, exactly.
The very people that you will cut off may help you.
Right. So you can cut off a current relationship, but maintain the relationship at the same time
At a
because their
distance.
advice wasn't important.
But it probably wasn't relevant
Mhm.
at the time. You want to
Okay.
pick and choose the people that you're around. Maya Angelou says it's best. People can apologize for what they say, and they can apologize for what they do, but how they make you feel. If people don't make you feel a certain way, you need to cut them loose.
That's powerful.
You need to cut them loose, right? But
Cut
that's
'em.
hard for us.
It is
It's
hard.
very
It's hard for us because
We
we don't,
love so
especially as
hard.
Christians, we
We
love
love.
deep and
We
we love
forgive.
hard. We
Right.
forgive.
Yeah.
And I think, but you have to be able to give them some distance.
Mhm.
Don't cut them off. Give them some
Right.
distance. Don't
Right.
throw them away. To be able to throw the life, because it's going to come back.
Right.
Every person has wronged me in my lifetime have come back.
Mhm.
One way or another, they've circled back, and some have apologized, and then some just weasel way in,
Right.
yeah, amen, right?
Right.
But the majority of people will correct themselves. We talked about it earlier, how we grow over time, and what we did 50
Right.
years ago
That's
is very
right.
different than what we
That's
do
right.
today.
Right.
We're moving in a very agile way.
Mhm.
Things are
Mhm.
changing like a speed of light in front of us. We don't have time to waste with people that don't want to be with us.
How do you prevent yourself from being overwhelmed? You are obviously a mover and shaker in Chicago. You are obviously one of the highest executives at one of the biggest corporations in the world. You obviously travel on a big international basis. You have a private life how do you prevent Tyrone from being overwhelmed?
So first and foremost, God is important in my life.
Mhm.
That's first and foremost. Then family is second.
Mhm.
I'm an extrovert, so I thrive off of people.
Okay.
I gain energy off of people, but 80% of people are introverted. They're opposite.
80% are
80% of
introverted.
people have declared themselves as being introverted. They're not outward going. I'm motivated by people. I get
Mhm.
charged up by interacting with folks. And I get even when people are successful,
Mhm.
when people reach their dreams.
Right.
I ask you all, what does success look like? You all went home last night when came back. Here's success.
Okay.
Right. Okay, now let's go. Right?
Okay.
So it's giving back. For me, it gives back. The more I give, the more you receive. It's not about me. It's about how I'm helping others.
Right. But what I liked about what you said is that you know what gives you energy. And we were talking about that earlier. If you know what gives you energy, regardless of what it is, if I don't have my energy, if I don't build my energy, if I don't corral my energy, I won't have it to give to someone else. And I like the fact that you were expert on this is what works for me.
Me.
And I will make my career work around that.
We
because
often
it
try to
works.
put ourselves in boxes that people want to put in it and get
Right.
it and box us in.
Right.
We have to be
Mhm.
authentic and free to who we are. And first of all, you got to know whose you are.
Mhm. Right. Right.
Right.
you know
I
what?
know who I am. I know who I belong to.
And one of the things too that we talked a lot about today was the power of knowing who you are, that you're unique, and you don't have to be like anyone else. When you tune into who you were created to be, use your gifting and really fine tune it, you will become unstoppable. So I love that that was a piece of the conversation, because so many times you can look at other people and think, wow, I didn't get that skill. I didn't get that ability. And then you start to shrink. But you don't have to shrink when you're in a room with other powerful individuals, because you are just as powerful. When you learn that, you will be unstoppable.
Unstoppable. You'll dream the impossible dream, reach the unreachable star.
I love that Cheryl also reminded us, you be the differentiator with the uniqueness of you. That's what
That
you're
was
saying.
good.
That was so
Yes,
good.
that was powerful.
That was powerful, right?
That was
Own your
powerful.
power. You guys know that's my tagline. I always say that. But I just love those words. The uniqueness, you be the differentiator with the uniqueness of you. God made a somebody, not a nobody. He only made one of you. My mother always said, you were born an original, don't die a copy.
That's powerful.
Right.
All right?
Right.
It's
You know,
been a phenomenal day. Thank you so much, Tyrone,
No,
for
thank
just
you.
having
The
us,
pleasure is
hosting
mine.
us.
I'm cutting you off for a reason. The pleasure's mine.
Okay.
Don't take my gratitude away.
right.
I'm
Okay,
grateful. You
okay.
guys take it. It was a privilege and an honor
Thank you.
to do it, but to be able to sit in the corporation's act that allows me to do that.
Yes,
Right.
at the
Oh,
table.
yes.
At
At
the
the
table.
table,
That's
right?
right.
You know, so I think we
Yeah.
have to really, we have to walk in our privilege.
Right.
We have
Walking
to
your
walk in your
privilege.
privilege and your power.
Yes.
Right? It's just that we sometimes don't understand we have privilege.
Wow.
Yes.
The biggest mistake people make when they're in a crisis is not knowing they're in one.
Say that one more
Yeah.
The
time.
biggest mistake that people make is in a crisis is knowing that they're not in one.
Mm.
We do so much. We're behind the scene in so many different things, and not recognizing we're in a battle every single day. Society has shown that through the pandemic, through what's happening now in Russia. All these things are not off. They're happening for a reason, and they will repeat themselves if we don't understand our history. They will repeat themselves if we don't do something about it to correct it, to move forward. We got to speak up and speak out. Now is not the time to be silent.
Wow.
Now it's not the time to
Good.
be silent. That's why
Or
we
to
got
be,
a radio
or
show.
to be
That's
complacent.
Or to be
Right.
complacent. We got work to do, a lot of life to
We
live.
got issues.
We got issues, baby.
issues.
That's why we talk about them every day. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's who we are. The Force of Friendship. Empowered women, empower women with friendship, mentorship, and leadership.
Follow us on social media at The Force of Friendship, at Katrina Harris Earl.
Sabrina Goodwin Monday.
At Lady Chrisette.
And Gloria Mayfield Banks.
Photo shoot tomorrow. It is on. You have got to watch it. Okay. So thanks for listening in. We will be with you tomorrow, 6 to 7 every day. We will see you then. Bye-bye.